said, here's a copy of the reunion register, which is the people that were there. And I don't have that, but, oh, maybe I do. I do. I have made several copies and thought you might like to have one. I hope that I've not made too many mistakes in the addresses or the spelling. But the other people make mistakes. Certainly was grand to get to see so many of my cousins at the reunion. Wish we could have had more time to visit. Didn't seem like we hardly got acquainted. Don't you all feel like that every year? Somebody you want to talk to? It was so nice to get to see Uncle John. I don't believe that I had ever seen him before. In fact, I don't know which of my uncles that I have seen for sure. The only two I remember seeing are Uncle Henry and Uncle Frank. And of course, those were the ones that lived in Fort Henry. I find it very difficult to get my mind off of the tragedy that occurred at the reunion, etc. Now, I'll read the roster. Okay, from Josephine's we had Mabel and Bert Camp, Norma and Johnny Jasinski, Cora Simmons, Florence and Clarence Dunan, Marguerite and Tony McEnroe, Jimmy and Dawn, Willard and Blanche Dunan with Faye Marie, Roy Thomas, Darling Nan, Willard May, and Glenn Alexander, Wendell and Wanda Dunan with Morris Lee, Evelyn Graham with Cheryl Louise and Marilyn Joyce, Rose Osland, Maxine Baker with Karen, Marilyn, and Kenny, LaWanda Fisher, Helen and Cliff Crook with Wilma and Timmy, Harold, Tom, and Mary Boyer from California, John Boyer from Saginaw, Michigan, Ralph and Sue Boyer, Twyla, Anita, and Dean from Hugo, Colorado, Viola and Morris Rose from Elkhart, and Marilyn Kay and Kenneth, Bertha Vosberg, Tommy, and Donna from Hutchison, that's where they lived in 51, and from John's family was Ruth Dillon from Center, Colorado, and Esther Thorson from Leavenworth. From John's family was Charlie and Mary Linus from Troy, Herbert Linus from Walnut, Alma Beatty and her daughter Barbara from Altoona, Helen Linus from Walnut, and Grace Elledge and Catherine from Walnut, and Edith Linus from Parsons, and Hazel and Reason Wilkins with Carol and Philip. From Rosella's family was Bernice and Carl Hall from Saxton, Oklahoma, and no one from Henry. The thing I remember about that reunion, are we doing reminiscing here on the
Real quick, we're gonna reminisce more later, but go ahead.
Was that Mary Beth